Alright, so we're going to take a look at the incident between Kyle and Tony, which occurred in the pit lane. Basically, Kyle went into the wrong pit box and caused Tony to lose, give or take 8 seconds. Yeah, so we're just going to take a short look at this. So they're both trundling down the pit lane. Tony's pit box is the first one. Kyle thinks it's his, so he gets in, and then he realizes that it's not, right? So, he starts accelerating. So, what's weird is that you pause it right here, right, where it looks like that there's contact, but there's a ton of space there, so that doesn't really make any sense why it did that. So Tony overshoots because I'm not exactly sure. I mean, it was very, very weird. But the whole ordeal where Kyle moving into the wrong pit box, that kind of just threw him off, I guess. I mean, it caused him to lose 8 seconds, so now here we see if the car's getting worked on. Right, so we're just going to go into Kyle's screen here. Again, there's no contact, which is very weird. Okay. Right. So here, he goes into the first pit box thinking it's his. He stops and he's like, wait, no. And then he goes. So you don't see any lunge or any nudge from Tony on this, or you don't see any just like shock from getting hit. So it's odd, to say the least. Now for me, personally, I'm honestly not sure what to penalize this, if I should. Because, I mean, it caused Tony to lose 8 seconds, but at the same time, I'm not seeing any contact, so I can't, there's nothing there. But again, I mean, if you look at, Tony's view, right, full speed, his car kind of stops and then starts again, so it's like, was it trying to get into the pit box? Did it just fail because Kyle was in there, which is the only explanation, but we don't have anything in our rules about being in the wrong pit box, but it's kind of racing etiquette to go to your right pit box, and if you're not, I mean, it's probably, I'm honestly not sure. I'm really not. Alright, hello everyone. Today we're going to take a look at the incident involving myself in the Renault number 23 and the Renault number 39. Alright, so here we're on lap 19 of the first race. Round race 1. And so basically what happens is we're battling side by side, and I try a cutback move, and we come together basically. So let's just take a quick little look. So let's not do that. No, let's not do that. Let's do one of these. So we're coming down racing speed, pretty much even in the braking zone. I'll let him go for a little cutback move. Come together pretty much. So, Mr. A kind of just moves towards me a little bit, and gets stuck together, and then that out. So, and Mr. A lets me go on that. Alright, so let's go back. Let's do my view first. We're gonna go E. Chase. I brake. I was braking early because of the conditions. I was locking up my tires that day. So I'm braking at the 150 meter board, right? I'm braking before the 150 meter board. Oh my god. Yeah, so here, let's just take a photo of the braking zone. So at this point, we're perfectly alongside. So, I mean, who's ahead before this? So, I was technically ahead. But, we're alongside, so I gotta give him space, obviously. So, if we take snapshots at different points, right, now he's ahead of me. Now he's very ahead of me. So, I was fancying up a move like this on the lap before, where I kind of stayed out wide and let him take the corner. Right, so now let's watch it full speed first. So he goes a little bit deep, and there's a spot there, and we kind of just come together at that point. You know, again, very unfortunate, especially given the conditions. Just, you know, but, you know, with 7 minutes remaining, you gotta do something if you want to get the lead, right? But not, obviously not taking the out. So, let's do one of those. Alright, and then we're going to look at his onboard. Okay. So he's braking in between two. So when he starts braking, again, there's still significant overlap even when he starts braking. So, you know, we each have to give each other space. Basically, what that means. Okay, so he takes a very tight line. You know, he's defending the inside. Right. Yes. From his view, it looks like I kind of just punt him off. Right. He's kind of cutting across the track, and at this point, there's no significant overlap at all. Right. But, you know, as we get closer and closer to contact, right, so he's starting to already go for the next corner. He's probably, I mean, honestly, it looks like he's catching a slide. That's what it looks like. Yeah, so let's go in my view here. So, if we slow it down, we're both moving towards the right-hand side of the track, and we have to remember that there's also a puddle all the way down there, or on that bit, where near that truck. On the right hand side, so it's gonna be a tight battle anyway, right? So yeah, so this is seconds before milliseconds before contact, and there's definitely significant overlap existing, right? So I mean, again, we both have to give each other space. So we're both moving towards the corner, and if we're gonna do a little bit of one of these, right? We're gonna go into cockpit cam. Haha. So as you guys can see, my wheel is still pointed to the right as I am intending on moving right. Okay, and then Mr. A, his wheel is also to the right, just a little bit. Let's see. Straighten out all. Yeah, so his is also to the right. So we're both moving right. I mean, I'm moving right a little bit more than he is. Right. I mean, I let off a little bit of steering angle right there. And yeah. So I'm letting off more steering angle, but you know, I'm giving Mr. A lot of space on the outside, at least 3 car widths, and he gives me initially like half a car width, which is fine. But again, maybe he just misjudged it. Maybe I was a little bit too opportunistic, but I mean, in my view, this is just a racing incident. Because yeah, it's very unfortunate, and the conditions were a little bit tough out there, but I mean, at the same time, we both have to give each other space, and yeah. So I mean, personally, I thought that Mr. A was going to stay out towards the left-hand side of the track, especially with the puddle up on the right. But I continued moving right to make sure that no contact would happen. But unfortunately, with Project Cars physics, it'll stick you. I mean, like, I bet if we were. Yeah, I mean, I hit the brakes before he spun, right? So it's like, alright, maybe cars shouldn't have stuck together like they did. And we weren't going that fast either. Can I put on the speedo? I cannot put on the speedo. Ugh. Going to haha. Yep, so I'm going 90 kilometers an hour, which is, if we do a little bit of math here, I think, which is under 60 miles an hour. So, yeah, I mean, we're not going fast, and we get stuck together. So again, I honestly believe that's a racing incident. Scott and Tony are gonna have to take a look at it. Now the question is, Mr. A asked if I should have given the place back, right? So if we looked at the track side view again, he lets me go. It looks like he doesn't even start accelerating until I'm by. So, you know, question is, did he just give me the place back, or was he stuck there? So, But again, if they believe I should have given the place back, I'll happily switch places with him in the standings or in the race result because he was second, so it will work out. But all right, thank you all for watching, and we're going to post this to YouTube. All right, today we're going to look at the lap 21 incident at the 33-minute mark between Mark Querty, the Bad Bastard, and Thanatos. So basically, Mark Querty, or Mark, reversed onto the track dangerously and hit two cars and pretty much just ruined their race. So first we're going to take a look at Mark. That's not Mark. This is Mark, who's already spun. Alright. So unfortunately, he catches that bit of water on the inside, and then he'll just spin you. Which sucks. You really hate to see it. So he wants to get out of his way, which is fine. And then whether he doesn't look onto the track or he just reverses and takes out both Thanatos and Bad Bastard, and then almost takes out Turbo, drives by. I mean, that was also not the best idea for Mark to do that. But I mean, this one's really clear cut. I mean, it's just Bad Bastard. He's one that's hit first. Bring it back now, y'all. All right. I mean, yeah, the Bad Bastard could have made a better attempt to avoid the incident. I mean, you gotta see his tires spinning up and start moving back, but he doesn't. You know, he can just let it happen. But I mean, he shouldn't be put in that position to begin with. But yeah, so Mark's definitely at fault for that. Whether it's gonna be a 3 or a 4 pointer to be determined, but I mean that's very clear cut. All right. Today we're gonna look at the incident between Kyle and a few drivers at the beginning of the hairpin of the first lap, first race. Yep. So let's just dive right in. So here Kyle's getting in the slipstream and taking notice where everyone brakes. He still hasn't broken yet. He brakes at his normal braking point. Again, but for whatever reason, just can't get the car slowed down in time. And there was no significant overlap for any of the cars, so this is classified as a dive bomb. But again, very unfortunate one because he locks the brakes. He definitely did not mean to do that. Let's put that right off the bat. I don't think there was any intent of ill doing or ill harm on any of the drivers. But unfortunately, you know, he leaves some space, or the blue car on the inside. I believe that's Mark. Yes, that is Mark. He leaves him good space. Kyle gives him good space. But unfortunately, he cannot get the car slowed down in time. And Mark kind of turned in on him early. But again, that's dive bomb. So yeah, unfortunately, Kyle is going to be at fault for causing the collision. Yeah, it's just unfortunate that happened. But I mean, it's pretty clear cut. In my view. Other stewards definitely have to take a look at it, but in my view, that, you know, turbo brakes at his normal braking point, it looks like, and he doesn't see him coming up the rear, and he just gets hit. Now whether that's a lag hit or what, but you know, he just gets hit twice, 3 times actually. So yeah, unfortunate. Yeah. So I mean, that's pretty clear cut from my view, if I'm being honest.